Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the INSS Streeter Concrete Street Stock Series here from Eldora on iRacing, getting ready for an amazing dirt race here tonight. Looking forward to getting dirty here at Eldora. Welcome back after the holiday break with these boys. They took a couple weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, but happy to be back right here on Intensity Broadcasting with them. We want to wish everybody a happy new year and happy holidays to all those that we missed over the last week. Glad to have you right back here on Intensity Broadcasting. Practice is just getting about to get finished up here in about 5 minutes. See, Logan Powers was the fastest a moment ago. Now Stephen Rockford has taken that position away, or that top spot on the leaderboard away, as you see these two battling side by side. Seeing a lot of action so far here in practice. This is Eldora, this is dirt, and we're going to see some things tonight that you normally don't see. You see these drivers really sliding around here on the dirt. As the track starts to get slicker and slicker, the track will start to dry up and slick off. You'll see the track start to get a little bit shinier as the runs go on, and that's going to show that the track is getting a little bit slicker. These boys are going to be searching for grip all night long here tonight. You see a little slide job there from Stephen Rockford as Logan Power throws a little crossover here down the backstretch. We've also seen quite a few cars tonight get up and over on their roof, so watch for that too. As soon as these cars get a little bit sideways, we've seen them just kind of, the tires grab the dirt and send them right over on their lids. So watch for the excitement here tonight, as we have about 3.5 minutes left here before qualifying gets underway. Of course, I want to thank everybody who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and over on Kick. Do appreciate you all tuning in here tonight. And there'll be a couple words, a couple terms you'll hear me using throughout the night if you're not familiar with dirt racing. Like I said earlier, the track's slicking off. You'll notice the track start to get shiny and slick. The cushion, that is the dirt at the top of the track where it's a little bit looser. There's a little bit more grip up there. Those drivers will be trying to use that to their advantage all night long tonight. Of course, we all know about the infamous slide job. We saw one just a moment ago. It's where you kind of dive it down in the corner and let the car slide up in front of the guy in front of you, making them having the lift. So dirt track racing is a bit of its own little beast. It'll be fun to watch these drivers take on Eldora here tonight. One driver that took a wild ride earlier in practice was Brian Rogers, driver of the 12 right here. Got a little tap from somebody, ended up flipping all the way down the front stretch. Must have barrel rolled about 12 or 13 times. So that's why I said these cars, once they get a little bit sideways, it just seems like the tires grab and the cars go right on over onto the roofs. Also, for everybody who's from the Northeast watching, hope everybody had was able to unbury themselves safely. I know where I am, we got about 11 inches of snow. I'm sure there's some other areas. I'm from Western Massachusetts, down in the valley. I'm sure there's some drivers who up in the higher elevations that got much more than that. So hopefully you can sit back, relax, warm up with a cup of cocoa or whatever your drink of choice is here tonight, and enjoy some great dirt track racing here from Eldora Speedway. We got about a minute left here in practice. See Aaron Raymond, another driver who had some issues earlier in practice, who got that car sideways and up and over, and he's seeing the track starting to get a little bit slick right now. He's having some trouble getting the power down, and almost goes up and over right there. 25 of Shane O'Neill out on the racetrack as well. Do these put a good show on dirt? Absolutely. This is any car puts a great show on dirt. These drivers have a mixture of different tracks that they're running. After tonight at Eldora, we'll move on to Iowa next week. And then Hickory, Kern County, and Lucas Oil. And I take that back. It will not be Hickory. It'll be Slinger Speedway. They haven't updated the schedule here yet. So this week Eldora, next week from Iowa, the following week from Slinger Speedway. We'll be back on dirt on Kern County and rounding out the season at Lucas Oil Raceway. Charles Stevens says, what up, Josh? Been a while. Man, good to see you on the chat there. I miss all you Rebels boys, and glad to see some of you guys tuning in here tonight. This kind of seems like an SRX type schedule. It is. They've also run Loudon, South Boston, Nashville Fairgrounds, so quite a few diverse tracks here in this series, and these street stocks always put on a good show. A lot of these boys actually run together in real life up at Thunder Road Speedway in Vermont, so continuing their battles in real life here on the sim, as we see Shane O'Neill starting his qualifying attempt right now. O'Neill coming off of turn number 4, coming to get the white flag on his qualifying attempt. Sliding that car through turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. And Eldora is a track where there are multiple different ways to run this track. You can run right up at the top of the racetrack. We see Bradley Bushy just went up to the top of the leaderboard. You can run the high side, you can run the low side, you can run in the middle. Really a lot of opportunity to run anywhere you want, wherever the traction is and wherever these guys want to find the grip. So we're looking forward to, again, an awesome race here tonight as Bradley Bushy jumps up to the top of the leaderboard. Here's Stephen Rockford, who is fastest in practice. Making his way off of turn number 4 and across the stripe to take the checkered flag, and Rockford is going to jump up into that top spot. And then Casey Beatty currently goes second, almost rolls it over there, trying to get it woed down. Here's Justin Prescott coming off of turn number 4, coming to take the white flag on his qualifying attempt. Prescott jumps up into the 9th position. Down the backstretch for the final time on his qualifying attempt through turns 3 and 4. And down to the stripe, and Prescott just lets that car kind of rotate all the way down to the bottom. He's going to jump up into the 5th position. Just 2 cars left to qualify. Aaron Raymond and Nicholas Mumley. Neither driver has hit the racetrack yet. We still have over 7 minutes of qualifying left. There's plenty of time for other drivers to make their way into the session as well. So far, we have 18 drivers signed up to race here tonight. But doesn't mean that a couple more drivers can't sneak in here at the last moment. So I've got a moment here. Let's talk about our great partners here who make this racing possible, including our league sponsor, Streeter Concrete. The INSS Street Stock Series is brought to you by Streeter Concrete out of Waitsfield, Vermont, 802-793-6793. Get a load of us. If you need concrete service up in the Vermont area, check them out. The phone number listed below in the description. First, we also want to thank our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing and coaching needs. Check out setups and coaching needs. Check out Race EPI at the link down below at raceepi.com. You can also check out our website. Support us over at intensitybroadcasting.com. Pick up hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs. Atlee Atman Weiss's gear as well, as he's getting ready to get his season back underway down at Langley in just a few weeks. So help support him over at that website as well. And of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you by visiting thebuttkicker.com. Not just can you find gaming haptics there, but you can find out which movie theaters in your area use Butt Kicker haptics to kind of create that little bit of a 4D event at the movie theater. So you can check all that out over at thebuttkicker.com. Looks like qualifying has finished up. They finished it early, so let's take a look at the starting grid for our first heat here tonight. Stephen Rockford going to be on pole. Bradley Bushy starting from second. Justin Prescott in third. Jason Pelkey back in fourth. Mark Baldwin and Brian Rogers make up row number 3. Then Ethan Tyrell, Joshua Baldwin, and Aaron Raymond will round out the rest of the heat here at Eldora. So as the pace truck gets these cars out onto the racetrack, we're getting ready for our first of what will be 2 heat races here. Of course, no caution laps, or no cautions here in the heat races. And these boys do not have resets, so we'll watch to see how these races get underway here. As down into turn number 1, Stephen Rockford got a little loose there on that low side, allowed Bradley Bushy to get out in front. And now Rockford under attack again as the 44 of Justin Prescott takes a look down to the inside. And behind, we've got 3 wide racing with the 88 of Aaron Redmond down on the bottom side. They've got that all figured out as the battle for second continues to heat up between Prescott and Stephen Rockford. Side by side down into turn number 1. Rockford having that high lane advantage, able to use that cushion to his advantage right here down into turn number 3. And right behind, we see Ethan Tyrell trying to take a look to the high side as some contact there between the 91 of Baldwin, the 88 of Aaron Raymond, and Tyrell was involved in that one as well. Ethan Tyrell and the 27 up on the high side. More contact between Baldwin and Tyrell as they make their way down into turn number 1. Full contact racing as they make their way down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Ooh, Baldwin gets a little loose there. Down to the bottom of the track, able to hold on to it, but he's going to lose a ton of positions here. So he's going to fall all the way back to the 8th position. So we have just 3 laps to go here in the heat. Now 2 laps to go. And Bradley Bushy well out in front of Stephen Rockford. White flag is in the air as they come through turns 1 and 2 for the final time in this heat race. And right now it's all Bradley Bushy out in front. As they come down across the stripe, Bradley Bushy is going to be your winner. Stephen Rockford second, and Justin Prescott back in third. As drivers come piling in and see one of them get up and over on its lid. Here's the results of the first heat. Bradley Bushy, your winner. Stephen Rockford second. Justin Prescott back in third. Jason Pelkey and Ethan Tyrell round out your top 5. Aaron Raymond back in 6th. Brian Rogers, Mark Baldwin, and Joshua Baldwin round out your first heat as we get ready to take a look at our second heat starting lineup with Casey Beatty starting from the pole. Sean Fleury back in 2nd. Logan Power and Ty Delphia make up row number 2. Chad White, Jake Grout back in row 3. Then Shane O'Neill, Scott Rockford, and Nicholas Mumley round out the field for our second heat race here tonight at Eldora. as we get ready for the pace truck to start rolling here. There we go. So we get our second heat race underway before the main event. As the pace truck gets ready to dive down on the pit road, Casey Beatty leads him down to the starting zone. Green flag is back in the air, and Sean Fleury using that high lane to his advantage. Ooh, one driver, that was Logan Powers, caught the inside wall on the entry of turn 1. Heavy damage to the left front of that 99 machine. See how much it hurts him here in this heat race, as up front, Casey Beatty and Ty Delphia go side to side, bouncing off each other. Ty Delphia in that awesome looking Dale Earnhardt senior paint job, and Beatty's going to have to tuck back in line behind Delphia. As here comes Logan Powers down to the inside, trying to make something happen with that damaged race car. So even though that race car is wounded, it looks like he's able to move forward still as he's battling to the inside of Casey Beatty. Sean Fleury currently up at the lead with Ty Delphia sitting back in second. Casey Beatty, though, trying to make a run here at Delphia, coming off of turn number 4. We have 5 laps to go here in the heat. Delphia dives down to the bottom of the track. I thought he was going to try to throw a little slider there, but he's going to come up the track, try to use as much of the racetrack as he can. As they go side to side, door to door through turns 3 and 4. Logan Power right there in the back, just kind of watching this happening and unfold in front of him, as Beatty has to fall back in line behind Ty Delphia, as we are coming to 3 laps to go when they cross the line this time. Sean Fleury out in front, not looking back, but Ty Delphia starting to gain on that 31 machine just a little bit with 3 laps to go. Now Logan Powers taking a look down to the inside of Beatty yet again, as he goes door to door, side to side off of turn number 2, but Beatty catches the wall. That's going to allow Logan Powers to catch the inside, try to turn down underneath that 45 machine, as we have 2 laps to go. The battle right now is heating up for the 3rd position. Up front, Sean Fleury still able to hold off Ty Delphia, about a car length and a half between the top 2. As they come off of turn number 4, white flag is in the air, 1 more lap to go. Sean Fleury using that higher lane, trying to keep the momentum, kind of keep the engine wound up there, and it's allowing him to stay out in front of Ty Delphia as they come off of turn number 4 for the final time. And Sean Fleury is going to win here in the heat race in our second heat race, as we have cars going up and over on their lids here in the back of the field. So let's take a look at the results of our second heat here. And Sean Fleury with the win. Ty Delphia, Casey Beatty, and Logan Powers and Jake Grout round out your top 5. Chad White back in 6th, Shane O'Neill 7th. Scott Rockford and Nicholas Mumley round out the field as we get ready to look at our starting grid here tonight for our main event. So Bradley Bushy will have the pole with Sean Fleury starting from the 2nd position. Stephen Rockford and Ty Delphia make up row number 2. Then Justin Prescott and Casey Beatty back in row number 3. Jason Pelkey and Logan Powers row 4. Rounding out your top 10 will be Ethan Tyrell and Jake Grout. Aaron Raymond back in the 11th position with Chad White starting in 12th. 13th will be Brian Rogers Jr. with Shane O'Neill rolling off 14th. Then Mark Baldwin and Scott Rockford back in the 8th row. Row 9 will find Joshua Baldwin and Nicholas Mumley, and that will round out the field here tonight as we get ready for the action here at Eldora. Race cars making their way out onto the racetrack. $18 cars to settle it here as we are just reached the halfway point of the season. We have one driver who looks like that is the 88 of Aaron Raymond, who has to drop to the back of the field. So So lights are off on the pace truck this time by. It's going to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, and we'll get going for our main event here tonight in the INSS Streeter Concrete Street Stock Series. Now Bradley Bushy back up to the front of the race of the field. The lights on the pace truck came back on, so we're going to go one more lap before we get underway here. Of course, yellow flag laps will not count. And if needed, we will have 2 attempts at a green-white checker, but these boys do not run resets. So any damage that these guys accrue during the race, they will need to come down pit road and get that fixed, and they will not be able to just take the quick repair. As the 52 gets on the gas, we are green flag racing here. All right, this battle for second place is heating up between Sean Fleury and Steven Rockford. Fleury able to use that high lane, get out in front of Rockford. Now we see Justin Prescott right there on the back bumper of the 66. Ty Delphia try to sneak through up on that high side as well. Right now, Bradley Bushy just pulling away from the rest of the field. Meanwhile, we see the 64 of Jason Pelkey trying to make his way up into this mix as well. There's a little bit of contact there between Delphia and Prescott. As they come off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 4 of 100. Prescott starting to fall back a little bit. Currently back in the 5th position. Catches the wall just a little bit. But no harm, no foul there. It's not going to really do anything. These drivers are able to bounce right off the walls. But already a little bit of damage to the front end of that 44. Take a look off the back bumper of Ty Delphia, and you see that front end just a little bit smashed up there on that 44 machine. Meanwhile, Ethan Tyrell back here, Casey Beatty and Logan Powers all battling here 3 wide into turn number 3. Powers wisely backs out of it, allows these two to continue their battle in front of them. Meanwhile, Prescott and Pelkey are door-to-door, side-by-side. This is a battle for the 5th position. All that's going on. Bradley Bushy was pulling away from Sean Fleury. Now Fleury starting to reel in that 52 machine. Ever so slightly as Steven Rockford has some pressure from behind from the 13 of Ty Delphia. Delphia was going to try to make a move down to the inside, but he does not, as Mark Baldwin is smoking down on pit road. Not really sure what happened to Baldwin here. Go back live with the action as we try to see what happened to Baldwin. Might be something right back in here. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 91. Just slow down on the inside. A couple other drivers on pit road. I'm not sure what happened to the 91. Prescott also on pit road, so as now Bushy's starting to fall back a little bit. Let's go back here and see if we can see what happened to Baldwin here. Not sure who that was behind him who, it looks like it was Brian Rogers may have had some issues. Oh, yeah. Rogers smoking heavily. So we see him down on pit road, and not really sure what happened to Prescott here. Try to see if we can get an idea here of what happened to this 44. I think he was another one who might have had blown an engine here. Oh yeah, heavy smoke out of that 44 for quite a bit. Not sure what caused that. Looks like that front end damage that the 44 had may have punctured the radiator, and that's what caused the overheating that knocked the 44 out of competition. Here comes Logan Powers looking down to the inside of Ethan Tyrell. This is a battle for the 6th position. Mike Veith, glad to see you guys watching as well. Glad to be on the mic here. Always glad to see the Rebels guys in the chat. But we've got a battle going on for the 6th position as Ethan Tyrell has now passed Logan Powers, and now we have Aaron Raymond looking down to the inside of the 99, trying to take away that 7th position. Meanwhile, back up front, Sean Fleury up at the top or front here. He's got Steven Rockford behind, just under a half a second behind, but that 66 is starting to gain on that 31. Last time by, he was just a little bit quicker. But a lot of racing left as we are not even to the 1/4 mark of the race. And more battling going on here as here comes Raymond looking back down to the inside of Powers. Meanwhile, out in front, we see Pelkey making some contact there with Bradley Bushy. So Bradley Bushy got way out in front on the start, pulled away to almost a 1-second lead, and over the last 8 or so laps has just fallen backwards. He's fallen all the way back to the 4th position after starting from the pole. So far, great racing all over the racetrack. So we have a battle here for the 4th position, and then the battle is still heating up. Back around 7th and 8th. As we see Aaron Raymond taking a look down underneath Ethan Tyrell. Contact there between those two off of turn number 4 and down into turn number 1. Slide job there from the 88 and a crossover from Tyrell down the backstretch, and Tyrell's going to retake that position. Meanwhile, just in front of him, Jason Pelkey not able to get around Bradley Bushy as Bushy's going to settle in the 4th position. He's going to try to settle in and pull himself back up towards the front. Meanwhile, up front, Ty Delphi is starting to run down the 66 of Scott Rockford as Sean Fleury is starting to pull away from these drivers just a little bit, but Fleury about to get into some lap traffic. See the side-by-side battle right in front of him. As one car, that is the 11 of Joshua Baldwin, got really loose there on the bottom. Right in front of our leaders, not what your leader wants to see. As a driver sliding down across the track like that right in front of you. Meanwhile, here comes Pelkey back to Bradley Bushy off of turn number 2. Pelkey still not able to get around that 52. As we come to lap 30 of 100. These three have been doing battle all race long. As some contact there between Logan Powers and the 88 of Aaron Raymond. And that's the wonderful thing about these street stocks is even though they seem like they're a slow, low-power car, they don't have a lot of grip. They're more on street tires. And they've you really have to use the momentum to get anything going. But they can also take quite a bit of a beating. We're seeing these drivers bouncing off each other lap after lap as the battle is now heating up for the second position. Ty Delphia and Stephen Rockford side by side as our leader, caught in lap traffic. He's got the 77 of Scott Rockford right in front of him. As caution is out on the racetrack. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind. We take a look to see what brought out this caution. Looks like there's quite a few incidents here on the racetrack. Trying to see exactly what brought out. And it looks like it was actually brought out by the 11 of Joshua Baldwin. So no incident on the racetrack, just the 11 slowed down. Oh yeah, he's got some heavy damage to the right front tire there. Trying to get on the pit road and not able to get that car turned. Line didn't see where the damage came from. We see that right in front of us, right in front of the camera there, makes heavy contact with the outside wall. I apologize for starting the intro video. I didn't even realize I did that. So heavy damage to the 11 here as we see him come off of turn number 4. Hits the outside wall a ton. As he comes by, you see that right front wheel just not turning, pointed to the outside wall. Tries to get down. You see it's not even spinning right now. Tries to get down on the pit road. The car just will not turn. But here we go, back green flag racing, catching the action as Sean Fleury takes the green flag. Stephen Rockford has now Bradley Bushy up on the high side. Bradley Bushy catches the outside wall. Doesn't look like too heavy a contact, but currently able to hold on to that third position as Ty Delphia dives down to the inside of Bushy, and they're going to make it 3 wide off of turn number 2. Get all straightened out as now we see some more contact back here. Ooh, Ty Delphia contact. That was the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. Seeing the track starting to get a little bit shinier, which means the track's starting to get a little bit slicker, and as these drivers are running around each other, it can make for a tough night there when you have somebody right there on your quarter panel, like we see the 88 here on the inside of Tyrell as they come off of turn number 4 and down into turn number 1. Sean Fleury just pulling away, though. His gap over second place is just over a second. As Bradley Bushy continues to hold off the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. Battle here between Pelkey and Delphia as Delphia uses the high lane. Now here comes Logan Powers sliding it down to the bottom of the track. He's going to pull a slider here up in front of Pelkey. Pelkey is going to cross him over here down into turn number 1. He's going to pull a little slider of his own right in front of Shane O'Neill. Here comes Powers back down to the low side. Meanwhile, the battle for third continuing to heat up between Bushy and Tyrell. Is Bushy able to get back that third position? Now Tyrell has to deal with the 88 of Aaron Raymond right on the back bumper. And I mean literally right on the back bumper, as you see the 88 almost pushing the 23 down the straightaway. Ooh, looks like Tydelphia just a little contact with the outside wall. Trying to make his way back up into this mix. As second through sixth, you could throw a blanket over. As Jason Pelkey is starting to fall backwards into the clutches of Logan Powers and Shane O'Neill. Oh, Bushy back up into the outside wall. And now more contact as the 88 of Raymond gets into the side of Bushy. And oh, Tydelphia now making some contact. Great save out on the racetrack for both Bushy and Delphia. As Delphia is going to take a spot away and move himself up into the fifth position. Here comes Bushy back to the high, looking to the high side, and Delphia is going to cover that spot. Try to force him in a different direction. Now Tyrell up into the outside wall making some contact. That allows the 88 of Raymond to get around and slide himself up into the third position. As now Pelkey, Powers, and O'Neill are sliding back up into the mix as they've starting to catch Bradley Bushy. Now Tyrell starting to give Raymond a little bit of a taste of his own medicine, running right there on that back bumper. So we're just a couple laps away from halfway. Tyrell dives it back down to the low side. Raymond able to hold on to that top spot for now. As Raymond's able to get a launch off the high side, starting to use that cushion. Oh, some contact there between Tyrell and Raymond. That allows Tydelphia to slot in between the two. Now Tyrell's going to fall all the way back to the tail end of this little group here as we see Bushy, Pelkey, Powers, and O'Neill starting to catch back up and make this all one big group. Meanwhile, Sean Fleury out in front, just putting on a dirt racing clinic as he is way out in front by almost 2.5 seconds over second place Stephen Rockford. Rockford's got about a 3/4 of a second lead over third place Ethan Tyrell, and that's where the battling is starting to begin as here comes Aaron Raymond looking back to the bottom side of Ethan Tyrell. Now Tydelphia here in the mix as he's looking down to the inside of Raymond. And more contact in the back as we just saw Bradley Bushy completely sideways with Pelkey and Powers. Powers tries to throw a bit of a slide job there in front of Pelkey, not able to make that stick. And now here comes Aaron Raymond back to the back bumper of Ethan Tyrell. Meanwhile, Sean Fleury way out in front. Take a look off his roll bar, clear sailing in front of him. Doesn't have any lap cars to deal with at the moment. You see the lappers just going in to turn number 3, so he's got plenty of breathing room right now before he reaches them, as this battle between Tyrell and Raymond will not give up. Neither driver wants to yield to the other, as they've been glued to each other's bumpers since the drop of the green flag on this run. Tydelphia is still trying to make a move down underneath, just not able to make that stick. Meanwhile, right behind, Jason Pelkey and Bradley Bushy are side by side, with Logan Powers trying to come into the mix as Pelkey pushes Bushy up into the outside wall. Bushy trying to regain control of that 52. He does. But not before losing a couple positions to Pelkey and Powers, and these two are continuing their battle here. I think Bradley Bushy has heavy damage to that 52 because he is just not able. So he's going to drive it all the way down. Try to use that inside lane to his advantage here. Here comes O'Neill taking a look down to the inside now. Not quite close enough to make that happen. And Casey Beatty in the mix. Now Beatty, we usually talk about him being real fast here on the short tracks. But dirt does not seem to be playing to his favors right now. He's currently running back in the 10th position. This battle is still heating up back here for second, third, fourth, and fifth. As Raymond and Tyrell are back, and we got one driver around. That is the 25 of Shane O'Neill. And that's going to bring up a wreckage rewind. So we take a look to see what happened to O'Neill. Oh, some contact there from Beatty. Loops it around, able to get the refired. That's going to change everything as we re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them. Don't forget to join us back here on Tuesday night as the SCSRA Truck Series starts their second round of the playoffs from Talladega Super Speedway. I'll have the call for that one. And we'll have back on Thursday night, we'll have our Thunderstruck Series. And some more events planned here as the INSS continues to be run here on Sunday nights. Atlee Atman Weiss will have the call next week from Iowa. Then I'll have the call from Slinger. Atlee will have the call from Kern County, and then I'll round out the season at Lucas Oil. So great to finish out the season here. The season, just like last season, has been amazing. Great racing all over the place. Here we go, pace truck, getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Sean Flory chooses the high side on the restart. Green flag is back in the air. We're back racing. Oh, some contact behind. Pelkey makes some contact with the 77 of Scott Rockford. Not a great start for Pelkey. But a battle ensuing here. And Sean Fleury has Aaron Raymond right on the back bumper. Here's Stephen Rockford on the high side, trying to work around the 23 of Ethan Tyrell. Logan Powers right here in the mix as well. You see the 52 of Bradley Bushy trying to make his way up into this mix. And Casey Beatty trying to get his way back up towards the front here as well. Beatty trying to take a look down underneath Bushy, not able to make that happen. Meanwhile, the first real contest that Sean Fleury's had all night long. He's got the 88 of Aaron Raymond right there on the back bumper, trying to get around the 31. This is the closest that Fleury's had to any competition here tonight. As caution is out on the speedway, it looks like it is for the 8 of Chad White. So you can see what happened here to bring this caution out. Ooh, White catches the outside wall and just loops it. Hard contact with the outside wall. And that might be it for the driver of the 8 machine here tonight. So when we restart here, Sean Fleury will be your leader. Aaron Raymond will be next to him, whether it's inside or outside here. Stephen Rockford and Logan Powers back in row number 2. Ethan Tyrell and Bradley Bushy back in row number 3. Casey Beatty, Ty Delphia, row 4. Looks like Fleury's going to choose the high side yet again. As the pace truck dives down onto pit road this time, Fleury's going to come back to the restart zone. Green flag in the air, wheel spin for Raymond. That's going to allow Fleury to get the advantage here up on the high side. As we have some 3 and 4 wide racing in the back as Ty Delphia hard into the outside wall. That's going to allow Shane O'Neill to take a look down underneath that 13 machine. Meanwhile, more hard racing as Beatty makes some contact with Ethan Tyrell. Tyrell, though, able to hold on to it. Now he's going to come up the track. The 66 goes around. Caution is out yet again as Ethan Tyrell and Stephen Rockford get caught up in that one. This one actually was going on for quite some time here. From the blimp, we see the initial contact here with Beatty and Tyrell. Then there's more contact as Tyrell dives all the way down to the bottom, keeps his foot in it, slides up the track, catches Beatty and catches Stephen Rockford, who is just an innocent victim right there. Stephen Rockford has made his way down onto pit road. I think he's might be getting some fuel put in that machine, just in case he doesn't think we can make it to the end. So it didn't look like there was too much damage to that 66. We're still sitting down there on pit road. So lights are off on the pace truck. Stephen Rockford is back on the racetrack. Look like he's getting some of his damage fixed up. It's going to be restarting from the tail end of the field. 5 drivers have retired. Nicholas Mumley, Brian Rogers Jr., Justin Prescott, Joshua Baldwin, and Chad White all retiring from the event. As the pace truck pulls down on the pit road, green flag back in the air with 30 laps to go. Shane O'Neill gets shoved up into the outside wall. Meanwhile, some more hard racing here in the middle of the pack. See Ethan Tyrell trying to drive his way back through the field. Bushy up there as well. Steven Rockford trying to get his way back up towards the front. As we were just almost 4 wide racing as Bushy, the meat and the sandwich, right in front of Tyrell. Meanwhile, Logan Powers and Casey Beatty going at it for the second position right behind. See 3 wide racing between Jake Grout, Aaron Raymond, and Mark Baldwin. Jake Grout is not a name I've said at all tonight except for in the lineups. But now he's sitting here running 4th right behind Logan Powers and trying to move his way back towards the front as well, or up to the front as well. Meanwhile, Casey Beatty and Logan Powers are going at it side by side. Beatty up on the high side as we come to 26 laps to go. Sean Fleury in clean air, no one around him. He's able to just run in cruise control right now as the battle heats up for second place. Beatty just not able to clear Powers up on that high side as Powers makes another dive down to the bottom. He's going to slide job Beatty off of turn number 4. Here comes Beatty, though, back to the bottom, trying to dive it in hard himself. Off of turn 2, down the backstretch. Oh, some contact there as Beatty made some room between Powers and Raymond, threading the needle that just wasn't there. Meanwhile, more contact in the back of the field as Ethan Tyrell's trying to make his way back up through the pack. Currently up into the 8th position. He's methodically making his way through the field, leaning on the 64 of Pelkey. Ooh, more contact between Pelkey and Tyrell. That's allowing Shane O'Neill to make his way up into this little battle here as well. Meanwhile, Steven Rockford trying to make his way around Bradley Bushy. Using that low side. Meanwhile, the battle for second continues to rage on between Logan Powers. Oh, Beatty hard up into the outside wall. And there's Jake Grout trying to take advantage of that down on the inside. Grout overdrives the corner, almost gets up into Aaron Raymond. As Beatty's starting to look for a little bit of grip down on the bottom of the racetrack. Issues for Bradley Bushy as he's trying to make his way down on the pit road, and he will. So caution will not come out as we come to 17 laps to go. Starting to be a bit of a battle of attrition here as Sean Fleury again walking away from the rest of the field. Yeah, he tries to take a look down to the inside of Logan Powers. Not quite close enough to make any kind of move happen yet. Now here comes Raymond back on the back bumper of Beatty. See Raymond using that back bumper quite a bit here tonight. Kind of not afraid to lay right there on the back bumper of the car in front. Trying to rattle his cage a little bit, if you will. As Beatty again slides in behind Logan Powers. Meanwhile, while that's going on, well, there was a battle here between Pelkey and Ty Delphia, but looks like Pelkey was up in the wall. That allows Delphia to pull right away. One thing I'm kind of surprised about was we have coming to 11 laps to go is how the track really hasn't started slicking off yet. Track has been really racy and has had a ton of grip all race long. That's allowed these drivers to really lean on each other and put on a great show here tonight as Ethan Tyrell is taking a look down, or taking a look to the high side of Pelkey. Back down to the bottom, Tyrell and Pelkey. Ooh, some more contact between those two. Tyrell trying to get up into the 7th position, trying to salvage some kind of a finish here tonight as we have 9 laps to go. And Beatty is all over Logan Powers, coming to 8 laps to go. And Aaron Raymond's just kind of hanging back there a little bit. I wonder if he's trying to bide some time here, trying to see if he saves any tire here for this final run to the checker. Try to get, oh, as I say that, he gets a little sideways up into the wall. And that could kill any kind of momentum that he has trying to move forward. Shane O'Neill and the 66 of Stephen Rockford side by side. A great battle here between these two. It's a battle for the 9th and 10th position. Meanwhile, with 5 laps to go, Casey Beatty still trying to find his way around Logan Powers. As Sean Fleury continues to run away with it here at Eldora. And now we see Raymond trying to use that low side. He's gotten around Logan Powers. Casey Beatty's gotten around Logan Powers as well. We see Raymond trying to make a big run here at the end, but he's going to fall all the way back to that, back into that 4th spot. As Beatty now sits back in the 2nd position. And he's running about the same lap times as your leader, Sean Fleury, with just 2 laps to go. Fleury's lead is now about a second as here comes Logan Powers diving back down to the bottom. As they come off of turn number 4, white flag is in the air, 1 lap to go. Here's Beatty, crosses over Powers to take back over that 2nd position. But here comes Powers hard on the outside. As, oh, there's some contact there between Powers, Beatty. Here comes Raymond down to the bottom as they come off of turn number 4, contact. Logan Powers is going to come home 2nd. Beatty is going to come home 3rd. Aaron Raymond back and forth, but your winner here tonight, driver of the 31 machine, Sean Fleury, getting the win here in dominating performance here for the 31 of Sean Fleury. Sean Fleury celebrates his victory here tonight. We will take a look at the results of our feature. Again, Sean Fleury getting the win. Logan Powers comes home 2nd. Casey Beatty back in 3rd. Aaron Raymond and Jake Rout, your top 5. Jake Pelkey comes home in 6th. Ty Delphia back in 7th. Ethan Tyrell in 8th. Shane O'Neill 9th. And Stephen Rockford back in 10th. 11th was Mark Baldwin. Scott Rockford back in 12th. Bradley Bushy in 13th. Chad White and Joshua Baldwin make up your top 15. Justin Prescott brings it home 16th. Brian Rogers 17th. And Nick Mumley round out the field here in 18th as we see Sean Fleury has parked it here in victory lane. And we get ready to talk to our top 3 here tonight. Starting with our 3rd place finisher, Casey Beatty. Casey, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me? Oh, Casey's in the lobby. I apologize. There's Casey. Casey, you got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, what a run. You and Logan having quite the battle there for that second spot there. And Aaron Raymond coming in the mix there as well. How worried were you about that 88? Because he seemed to be poking at the door with you two throughout that entire battle that you were having there with Logan.
Well, it was definitely making me nervous. I couldn't quite run the line I wanted to when I was tucked up underneath Logan because I didn't want to let Aaron get to my outside and fall back. And I saw him throw that slider, driving on the ball in that final lap, and I got real nervous. We just made a little bit of contact, and I was happy that neither of us wrecked there.
Yeah, kind of surprised to see you towards the back of the field most of the race. Were you kind of just saving your stuff and biding your time to have a run there at the end, or were you just having trouble figuring out the track?
No, I was. Me and Jake Grauer kind of did a couple race runs in practice, and we saw the right rear was heating up super a lot over a 10, 15 lap run. So we were trying to hold back on the right rear, not let it heat up. But unfortunately, it didn't play in our favor, and surprisingly, the right rear heating up didn't hurt everybody else, which is what me and Grout were expecting. But once around like lap 50 or so, when I realized everybody else was pushing and I wasn't, it made me save and wasn't making a difference. I was like, I guess it's go time. Let's try and drive up through the field there.
Well, awesome run for you here tonight, coming home in 3rd place. Before we let you go, Casey, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Jake Grout for making my car thing looks awesome. You for broadcasting. Logan for putting this on, Nick Mumley for race control, and all the guys for coming out. Tonight was a really good race, and it was really respectful racing, so I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, it was an awesome race for sure. Again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, and good luck next week as we move on to Iowa.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll talk to our 2nd place finisher, Logan Powers. Logan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, a great run for you here tonight. Didn't start off on a very good note. You had that heavy damage hitting the inside wall on the start of the heat race, but able to drive up and battle there with Casey there for the 2nd place. Talk about that battle that you guys had there coming to the checker.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to just kind of ease into it. I know that these cars couldn't take much damage, and we don't have any fast repairs, so I tried to play it as easy as I could, and then at the end, I just finally, with a couple cautions, found myself in the right lanes and was able to get good restarts. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, Casey and I have raced together enough on here that we kind of know how to race each other and know what to expect. But he raced with respect, and I felt I did the same. And it was just a battle of, when you're on the inside, you just had that outside car just had to check up just a little bit, and you were able to dive down low and sweep up in front of them. So I was able to do that. I thought I blew it because I put myself in the wall there with a couple to go, but I was able to get it back. So it was a lot of fun.
One thing I did notice was I'm surprised how much the track didn't change. Were you kind of expecting the track to slick up a little bit more, and were you kind of hoping it would to kind of make the track a little more racy?
Yeah, for sure. We put it at a clean, no laps on the track for the feature, and we thought that it would kind of wear in a little bit more than it did, but it's kind of a funky deal anyways with these street stocks on the dirt anyways. They're not really meant to be on here, but I think we've really made something cool out of the tools of iRacing and trying different things, and this is definitely a cool combo, so I can't complain too much about it. It was still a lot of fun.
No, for sure. It's one of the best racing I've seen in a long time. So I thoroughly enjoyed it up here in the booth, and I'm sure you guys thoroughly enjoyed it down on the racetrack. But before we let you go, Logan, anyone who would thank a shot you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to Sean father-son duo won too. So I think that's the first time we've ever done that. So congrats to him, and thanks to all the family and friends and supporters, just everybody watching the stream and sharing the streams. You guys for putting it on, of course, and then our series sponsor, Streeter Concrete. Thanks, Kevin and Kyle and their whole family for letting us do this, and we'll go try again next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, good luck next week at Iowa, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Alrighty, thank you.
That's going to bring in our winner here tonight, driver of the 31 machine, Sean Fleury. Sean, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Man, what a run. Just a dominating performance here tonight. But you did have a couple close moments there with some lap traffic in front of you. Did that kind of spook you? I know I saw one car come across the track in front of you at one point, and some hard racing at the back of the field. Talk us through the lap traffic and what you had to do there to keep the composure.
Yeah, I didn't want to give up the lead I had, and we caught the lap cars, and, the track's slick already, and when they get crossed up, you're not sure where they're going, so I just kind of rolled out of it. Luckily, I scooted by on the outside, and, this is all about just keeping the car going, little steering as possible, listening to the engine tone, trying not to bog it down, and just hit your marks every lap. And I'm shocked. Last week, my computer crashed. I didn't even get to race, and I got to thank Logan for working on the computer all week just so I can get here tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny thing, we think about in real life working on the car, and then here at iRacing, sometimes having to work on the computers, because that's the closest to a mechanical failure you can have. But great way to bounce back. Talk about that battle that you had at one point with Aaron Raymond, I think it was. There was one driver who was able to stay right there with you before the caution came out. Did you have any concerns that you might have been had a little bit of competition there at the front?
Yeah, I was definitely worried right there. I knew he was fast. We ran a mock race earlier, and he actually won it. So I really didn't know. I tried not to look in my rearview mirror. I tried to just hit my marks. It seemed like the outside lane was the place to be on restarts, and just try to keep it straight and smooth. And I'm shocked I'm here, and I won the race.
Well, I know Sandy in the chat here said congratulations on the win, Sean, and second place for Logan. So you got some shout outs there tonight. Again, great race. Congratulations on the win. And before I let you go, Sean, anyone with that any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, thank you to you for broadcasting this. It's pretty cool. Everybody can sit back in their living rooms and watch this. Thanks to Logan, Nick, Streeter Concrete. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a crappy year, but this will turn it around right here.
Absolutely. A win will always turn around your season. So, again, congratulations on the win, Sean, and good luck next week at Iowa, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks a lot.
Have a great night. So there you have it, your winner here tonight, Sean Fleury, getting the win here at Eldora. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcast. And don't forget to tune in next week as the INSS will be taking on Iowa Speedway, some more short track racing. It's going to be a hoot. Atlee Atman-Weiss will have the call for that one. I want to thank all of our great partners here that make this possible, including Streeter Concrete. For all your concrete needs in the Vermont area, check out Streeter Concrete out of Waitsfield, Vermont. 802-793-6793. Get a load of us. Their link or their phone number is down below in the description. Of course, our great partners over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setting needs. Visit raceepi.com. Our website over at intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can check out our swag, as well as some of Atlee Atman-Weiss's swag as well. And of course, our great partner over at Butt Kicker. For the leader in haptic gaming haptics, check out thebuttkicker.com. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, don't forget to join us here on Tuesday night as the SCSRA does some super speedway racing in their round of 8 from Talladega Super Speedway. We'll have Thunderstruck on Thursday night. We'll be right back here next Sunday. So that's going to do it for all of us here. Again, we want to wish everybody a happy new year, and great to see everybody back. And as our boy Atlee Atman-Weiss would say, over and out.